Chapter 115, Meeting by Han again 1. Xue Fanxin used all her strength and hurriedly ran back to the Duke's estate. When she saw that there was nothing wrong with the door, she finally heaved a sigh of relief and quickly entered. Grandpa. When Xue Fanxin heard his precious granddaughter's cry, he initially thought that he was hearing things. Later, he realized that it was real and ran out to take a look. Little Xiner, why are you back? Didn't you say that you were going out with Jiushang for a month? Grandpa, are you okay? The capital is in chaos. The people from the Imperial Preceptor's estate have all been hung at the city gates. I was worried that something had happened to you. Are you okay? Even when Xue Fanxin saw Xue Fanxin appear before her unscathed, she still had to ask. She did not care about her own health at all. From her actions, it was easy to see that Xue Fanxin was extremely important to her, as important as her own life. Xue Fanxin could sense his granddaughter's care and concern for him. He was so touched that he almost cried. Little Xiner, don't be anxious. Grandpa is fine. That punk from the Bai family is here to seek revenge from Imperial Preceptor and the Nanling Emperor. It has nothing to do with me, so I'm fine. Only after confirming that her grandfather was okay did Xue Fanxin feel relieved. Her tensed nerves relaxed, and she suddenly felt tired. She sat on the ground weakly and started panting. She was worn out. Little Xiner, what's wrong? Grandpa, I'm fine. I'm just too tired. I'll be fine after some rest. Before Xue Fanxin could gasp for air, the butler hurriedly ran over and reported, Master, bad news. A group of people has stormed into the residence. Just as the butler finished speaking, a few cries of pain sounded from ahead. Following that, 2 guards were thrown in, who fell in front of Xue Fanxin. Furthermore, the 2 of them were heavily injured and were hanging on their last breaths. After struggling on the ground, Xiao Zhu lost his life. Xue Fanxin watched helplessly as 2 living people died in front of her. These 2 had once helped her, but they were corpses now. How could she not be angry? Although she had transmigrated, she was the real Xue Fanxin. All her relatives here were her family. Seeing them die in front of her, she was naturally sad. Just as Xue Fanxin was filled with anger, violent fighting sounds came from ahead again, with arrogant shouts accompanying them. Who's Xue Fanxin? Come out and die immediately. There were 5 to 6 experts with high cultivation levels who had barged into the residence and started a killing spree. They slaughtered their way in, their attacks so ruthless that they did not even let off ordinary servants. They reaped the life of anyone they saw and only stopped when they reached Xue Fanxin. You're the little girl who crippled my 3 brothers? Brother Sen, it must be her. She's ugly and has sores all over her face. I can recognize her at a glance. She's just a lowly girl who doesn't know the immensity of the world. Why are you wasting your breath on her? Just cripple her and take her back for our brothers to vent their anger on her. The group of experts wanted to harm Xue Fanxin. Xue Fanxin stepped forward and said sternly, I don't care what your Bai family wants in the Nanling Empire. But if you want to touch my people, you'll have to consider if you have the ability to do so. Xue Fanxin was still confused. Although she had crippled 3 people, she did not know their backgrounds. However, judging from her grandfather's reaction, he seemed to know a thing or two. Grandpa, what's going on?